From the Pachołek viewpoint, the historic district of Oliwa unfolds below. Today, Oliwa forms part of Gdańsk. Yet, for much of its history, it existed as an independent monastic estate, shaped and governed by the Cistercian Order. The Cistercians arrived here in the 12th century. They began constructing the magnificent cathedral that would become the heart of Oliwa. We shall return to the cathedral. But first, let us wander through the tranquil beauty of Oliwa Park. Within its 11 hectares grows an extraordinary collection of trees and shrubs gathered from across the globe. Today, the park welcomes both local residents and visitors from every corner of the world, drawn by its peaceful paths and timeless atmosphere. Threading gently through the landscape, the Oliwa stream feeds a chain of ponds and quiet waterways. For centuries, these waters powered mills and sustained the working life of the monastery, forming the lifeblood of a remarkably self-sufficient community. The park itself served a different purpose, a place of beauty, ceremony, and quiet reflection. Particularly in later centuries, we now find ourselves in its English landscape section. Like all living landscapes, however, the park has never stood still. Even today, that evolution continues. The sensory garden, commonly called the Japanese garden, was added only in the 21st century. Its creation followed a controversial partnership with a property developer. Yet, over time, it has earned a place in the hearts of those who stroll these paths. The park's ponds have also become a haven for wildlife, gray herons, patient and watchful. As we continue, the landscape gradually gives way to the Botanical Gardens. Here, generations ago, monks carefully tended medicinal herbs, cultivating both knowledge and healing. Perhaps the park's most celebrated feature is its formal French garden, a masterpiece of symmetry centered upon the grand avenue of eternity. Once, this perfectly straight vista stretched all the way to the Baltic Sea. Today, the sea has disappeared behind the growing city, but the elegant avenue remains. Along the ponds, shaded walkways invite visitors to linger beneath the trees. Children gather beside the water, searching for flashes of color as koi glides silently beneath the surface. Behind the cathedral, nestled within the park itself, stands the Abbot's palace. It is a reminder that the Cistercians were far more than spiritual leaders. They were also powerful landowners and influential figures within society, and they lived accordingly. The abbots and senior clergy once called this palace home. Today, it houses a museum and welcoming cafes. As we make our way back, colorful flower beds guide us toward one of the park's most curious attractions, the Whispering Grottos. These twin semicircular alcoves possess a remarkable acoustic secret. A whisper spoken into one can be heard clearly from the other. Nearby rises the park's modern palm house. It replaced an older structure after its towering palm had quite literally outgrown its home. Sadly, during the reconstruction, the historic palm did not survive. As mentioned earlier, it was the Oliwa stream that sustained the monastery's entire economy. These peaceful surroundings were once a landscape of constant industry. Among its surviving landmarks is the historic watermill, powered by the stream for more than 3.5 centuries. Today, it serves mainly as a museum, a quiet reminder of Oliwa's industrious past. Now, we return to the true heart of this remarkable place, Oliwa Cathedral. Stretching 107 meters from end to end, it is believed to be the longest church in Poland. Its origins reach back to the 12th century, though fire, war, and time have repeatedly reshaped its story. The building is fundamentally Gothic, enriched by magnificent Baroque additions created during the 17th and 18th centuries. Despite its fame, it remains first and foremost a living place of worship. Between services, however, its vast interior fills with visitors from around the world. Behind the high altar stand magnificent 17th century choir stalls, carved for the cathedral's highest-ranking clergy. The abbot occupied the place of honor on the northern side, with the monks seated according to their rank. One of the cathedral's most remarkable architectural features is the ambulatory, the passage that circles behind the high altar. Such a design was reserved for only the most important churches of medieval Europe. Throughout the cathedral, small chapels invite moments of quiet contemplation. As we circle the presbytery, we follow the same route once used by monks, moving discreetly through the cathedral without disturbing the liturgy. The interior is breathtaking in every direction. Yet, above all else, visitors come to experience its legendary organ. Built in the 18th century by Johann Wilhelm Wolff, it stood among the greatest musical instruments ever created. For more than a century, it was considered the largest organ in the world. Today, its 7,800 pipes and intricate moving figures continue to captivate audiences of every age. But no description can truly capture its voice. For that, we simply have to listen.